Hey, what a beginning by my man BC in the first episode of his Dear Diary. Hey, what's up? I go by the name of F2B from the three original Triple Noisy.
Okay, welcome everybody to the first episode of BC's Dear Diary. You have been watching my antics on Facebook, so everyone was asking me to start my own YouTube channel. So here I am, and today, since it will be the first chapter, the first episode, I'm very proud and very happy to invite my good friend. You may know him as F2, but I know him as Shah. So he's 33.333% of the very famous hip hop band that I grew up listening to, Triple Noise. So without further ado, Shahfii.
What's
Shahfii, how are you, Shahfii?
What's up, BC? Yeah, I'm good. Thank you for having me in your first ever episode for BC's Dear Diary.
Yeah. I told you a couple of weeks back that I wanted to do this, and I'm so glad that you actually agreed to do this, and I want you to be the first guest to my show.
Thanks, bro. I feel very honored. Sorry to put up to a lot of delays because
no.
Got a lot of things. This past phase 2, there's a few things that needs to be done. But really, I'm truly honored, and thanks for having me here, bro.
Sure, no worry. I only told people like Cristiano, Beckham, all that I need to wait. My bro Shahfii is coming on, man. Chris, yeah, you will. Okay. So
Cool.
Anyway, Shah.
Yeah.
It's been almost 20 years since you burst out into the scene. Talent Time 2001.
Yeah.
From
Almost
then,
20 years.
A young punk trying to make it to today. How has it been?
Yeah.
How has life been?
Okay lah. I mean, it's a good reflection lah. It's been almost 19 to 20 years. It's a good reflection. I mean, the first half from 2001 and all the way up to 2010, we were pretty much very active lah. So I'm not saying we are done lah. I mean, not saying we are totally done, but we are still around. We're just not active. Me and my partner, Ram, or should I say the moniker Mr. Chen, we are still on it lah. It's just that we took our slowest time possible to make it happen. So the first time around we did an album from where we sit, and then after that, secondly we did Noisy FM, and then we took a very long break. So we are actually trying to come up with the third and the last album. So actually it was preset to be 2020 lah, which is this year lah, but we pre-delayed it because unlike some of the other known should I say talents or those who are doing well in the scene, they take it as full-timers. But for us, I mean, we have pre-focused this into work, family, and of course this last part, which is passion in hip hop lah. So the last album we are actually intentionally to do is going to be called the grand finale, so called like a parting album lah. So me and Mr. Chen, we are working very hard to actually make this album possible lah. Yeah, so it's been almost a brief period from then till now. So we hope to have that material come out as soon as possible lah. So yeah, we working with a producer. I mean our good friend. Yeah, and hopefully it materializes soon lah. The thing that we wanted to do. Yeah.
I wearing specs now. Yeah. So that's very good. That's very good news. I mean, I've been waiting for a new album. I mean, you guys were one of the OGs. Yeah, along with people like Sheikh Hiker, I think construction something, right? And then
construction site,
construction site, and they were wearing overalls, and then here I am. You recognize me or not?
Yeah, bro. one of the what call it clothing style that we wore in one of the live shows in Malaysia lah.
Yeah. I remember
Yeah.
the red wing shoe T-shirt and all.
Yes, yeah, bro. Okay, that was in Brunei. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were talking about the current hip hop scene.
Yeah,
So
okay.
how do you think? What do you think about the current hip hop scene? Local hip hop scene. We got people like Young Raja. We got the Sugar Shay and all. I don't know them personally, but I thinking that people like yourself, Triple Noise, Construction, you all probably have inspired them in a way to actually perform as hip hop artists and all. So what do you think about the local hip hop scene in Singapore today?
I think with the advancements of technology, yeah, and of course the easy influence of internet, materials, resources are easily available. So I would say the current atmosphere, or should I say environment, is much suited for the not much suited lah. I would say is very much available and resourceful for these upcoming artists, or should I say talents. So for like Young Raja, and then who's the other guy? Yeah, forgot his name. This guy called Alif lah. He's doing well in Malaysia. He's a Singaporean. He used to be part of a duo called Slick, but they I think they split up. But Alif is stay put in Malaysia. He's doing well. This guy Young Raja is also doing well in Malaysia. Who's the other dude? I mean, I forgot his name. He's also doing well. I mean, all of them are taking the opportunity and actually the resources they can find to establish their name lah, in the scene. So, and then up to recently, there's much expansion from like this quite known label called Def Jam, and then they expand to Def Jam Asia. So when they expanded to Def Jam Asia, then the whole scene, or the whole entire structure of this archipelago, there are more opportunities for these talents or artists to jump into the limelight lah. I mean, in the most good way lah, not in the bad way, but yeah. So I think is important that they, on top of the resources and the feasibility of internet, on top of all this, I think the only thing I can not advise lah. I would say maybe more of like the only thing I hope to see them do is to create to take this opportunity and create more good content, more realization to hip hop in the most positive way. I mean, thankfully so far it's been positive, and just keep doing their thing lah. And hopefully the positivity will go a long way, and it becomes something that has been accepted across the world. I mean, it's been accepted, but it's just that to make it as a career in Asia, it's possible. Like Joe and his the whole Cartello family and stuff like that. So he's been doing well. I mean, from I mean, in this area itself, talking about Singaporean itself, I mean, the total Singapore landscape is kind of hard to actually even jump in to make this as a career lah. But there are some others like who made it as their career, like my homie Kevin Lester. He's called the Lion City Boy. Yeah. So he's doing well. I mean, so yeah. I mean, it's not easy, but they made it into a career. You see. So yeah.
Agree. I think it's more of the landscape today that makes it easier for artists to actually come out, YouTube, Instagram, social media.
Correct. Yeah.
I mean, honestly speaking, from what I see from you guys back in 2001, we were still using pages. So for you all to actually do what you did, I think it was very impressive, especially.
Every lady took a pen and they started taking you to the heart for the hope.
Yeah. I mean, there's I don't know. Yeah, but I mean, we have a much lesser challenging environment, I would say. But but we can still do it lah.
the hard work put in and all. But anyway, Shah, just now what I played. Come on, the elephant in the room right now, man. Everyone wants to see this, man. Come on. One verse. Come on,
Okay.
Mina, bro.
From my verse lah.
Your verse.
Okay. So just my verse.
Yeah.
Everybody start to laugh. It's a joke. Every lady took a pen and they started taking note. And it goes into the heart for a hope. And little did I know it was a murder she wrote. And never wanted, alamak, I forgot already.
It's okay. It's been a long
time. Maybe I continue, then you jump in. Never did I know it was a murder she wrote. And going to the club, I'll be checking something new. And everybody be, alamak, I forgot lah. Sial lah. Sorry.
I'm teaching you.
Yeah.
Anyway, bro, talking about that, you were giving some advice to aspiring hip hop artists and all. I mean, you were a very young boy. Three of you, as a matter of fact. I don't want to show your paise photo lah.
Got lah.
I mean, I got a lot lah.
Okay.
But I don't show it. People can pay me lah. I can show them then.
Okay, you become the next Shutterstock, huh?
Yeah, but the thing is, what is the one advice that you can give to any aspiring artist, be it hip hop, pop, rock, or whatever, anyone that's trying to 16-year-old, 2-3 friends, good friends, they want to make music. What is the advice that you can give them?
Okay, so it's a bit cliche when you always hear people saying that do something you love and all those. Yeah, I mean you heard it so many times, but my simple short advice is you can do something you love lah, but just have you have to be, you just have to be, number one, realistic, and number two, be positive, and then whatever that is, you love what you do will materialize into something more holistic. So what I meant by that is that when you start writing music, right, don't be first thinking about it as a monetary income or to do it as a form of ROI, return of investment and stuff like that. But do it in a very positive way, and make sure that the content is something relevant. So, for example, back to hip hop genre, right? We always hear about gangster rap and all those gun shit. This guy called 6ix9ine and all these talking about fucking girls and all those shit, Hey, can you say fuck no, bro?
Can.
Yeah. It is a reality within a specific scope of people. If this dude is rich. I mean, he can say whatever fuck he wants, lah. But in the Singaporean context, you can say something more realistic and positive. Something like how music actually encapsulate you to become somebody better. For example, you're a dropout and then you do some drugs, or for example, you are just lazy to study and stuff like that, and then you just move into this dimension called music. So be it hip hop or any other song. So to start with some positivity first, and then the content has to be realistic, and it cannot be something like what I say lah. You cannot be something like that has never happened before. So if you start being positive and do some good and realistic content, I believe you will go a long way lah. That's my take lah. Yeah.
Right. I mean, that's very, very good advice there. Okay, enough of hip hop. I know if we really talk about hip hop, we can go on for another few hours.
We'll go for another 3-4 hours lah, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of hip hop. I listen to rap. I try to do maybe once in a while. I try to do some rap, but apparently I suck at it. I can rap a person lah, but I can't do rap. But anyway.
Yeah.
Both of us know each other not as hip hop fans but for the love of
Tottenham Hotspur.
Yeah, represent, bro. Come on. Tell me, when did the love for Tottenham started?
Yeah, okay. So, I was almost about like primary one or primary two. We already developed playing football from as young as that kind of age lah. I mean, and then while watching Tottenham versus Coventry in the FA Cup final, I remember vividly lah. It was like the first time I really sat down with my father and said, "Which team is playing?" Dad. So he said, "Oh, it's my favorite team, Tottenham versus Coventry." And then we scored the first minute goal, Clive Allen hit. And then from there, I developed the interest in supporting this club because it's a club that my dad supported. So it's just there lah, and I didn't switch ever since lah. So it went on, and then 1991 we won the FA Cup, then Gascoigne free kick and all those, and then move on. Klinsmann came in and move forward lah, and then it's Tottenham ever since lah. Yeah.
And we won the Audi Cup.
Yeah, of course, Audi Cup important.
I mean, I've seen yourself with your dad watching Tottenham during the ICT.
Yeah.
We were like, I think, unfortunately, I didn't have the chance to go to the to White Hart Lane with my late dad. So yourself, you have been to White Hart Lane with your dad, with your family.
Yeah.
How does it feel to actually? I mean, your dad was the one that brought you football, and showed you the love, how great the pride of North London is. Actually be there with your dad. Was it a very emotional thing?
Yeah. Especially, I go two phases lah. The first time I ever watched a football match in England was in Highbury, bro. No joke. It was in I'm not joking, but it was like in Highbury, and I really very clearly remember we bought those black market tickets because my father. Long story short, I went with my father, with my elder brother, so three of us supposed to meet my mom in Amsterdam. 2-3 days after that, so we went to London first, and we watched the game, Arsenal versus Tottenham Hotspur. The game ended 0-0 lah. I think Ray Clemens was our keeper at that time, and so it was a very memorable experience. And then fast forward, right, is the year that I went with my dad. Was the year, I mean, only the two of us. I went with my family to watch Tottenham play before in White Hart Lane. But the emotional experience was when I went to White Hart Lane with my dad. During that year where we actually, the last season, we gonna play in White Hart Lane. It was the last 4 games, and we watched the Watford game. We beat Watford 4-0. Then the day before that, we went for the stadium tour. I mean, of course, it's not the full tour because the north. Sorry, I think the north stand was already partially cut off. Demolished lah. So that experience was very emotional because I was quite proud to at least bring my dad for the stadium tour. We never been to the stadium tour before, although we watched a few games there. So plus we watched the Watford game, and it was the last game. Not last game, the last few games in White Hart Lane before it was demolished. So it was very emotional. I mean, bringing the person who actually made me fall in love with Tottenham Hotspur, and it was my dad. And then I was emotional, and I was proud lah. At least we did it together lah, as son and father and son. Yeah, so
big fan,
bro.
I love you, Jesus.
Jesus. Okay, I miss this. So
speaking about football, some bird told me that a young Shahfii used to be very good at football and played for the Lion City Club.
I know, bro.
Tell us about it, man. You were not only a young hip hop artist, you are actually a very good young footballer, man. The last time you played football was I didn't save the penalty, but the penalty hit the post and I saved it, and you jumping on me.
I remember.
Why you jump on me?
It was like a celebratory thing. Although it was friendly, but it was like a Spursy to Spursy, that kind of thing. So during my secondary school days, Okay, the funny part is when I was in primary school, last time there was a lot of Milo schools, and then there's Mountbatten, there's Guillemard, there's Farrer Park. So at primary 6, when we played our typical district level football, and then we went to national level and stuff like that, right? So I don't know lah. I was recommended by my friend lah. His name is Rizal Matno. His dad was a football coach for our primary school team. So his football coach, had connections lah. So he brought me one day to Farrer Park, and then introduced me to these two coaches lah, Cikgu Samsuri and Cikgu Latif. So from there, amongst the rest of them who are training in Farrer Park, I was brought into this team lah. I don't know why they call it this name, but it was called the Elite Under 12 Milo Soccer School, Milo Under Milo or something. So, but from there, I was brought to Farrer Park, but we trained in Mountbatten. The small field immediately beside the National Stadium. We trained there. So primary 6, I took my PSLE, so Sec 1, Sec 2, Sec 3, Sec 4. So for the next 4-5 years, we are considered like the representation of the under 12, 14, 15, and so forth. So so we there was one year we were barely secondary 1 and secondary 2 students, and then the last minute, I forgot which team was that, they pull out, and then suddenly we were called in to become Lion City B. So it's a Singapore B team lah. So I started the Lion City journey with the likes of Indra Shadan, Mat Latif, and then there's this other guy called Taufik lah. So Taufik was the right mid, Ahmad Latif was the center mid, and then I was the left mid. So the three of us, we were called the Three Musketeers lah. I don't know. I don't have the article, bro, but we came out in the newspaper lah, somewhere in 1993 or 94, if I'm not wrong.
I remember seeing you in the photo, small little Shahfii.
Yeah. Bro, I'm bro.
I think it was the old National Stadium, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, for viewers thinking what is a Milo's football school, it is like nowadays our like the COE and all, but contrary to popular belief, they don't serve you Milo during training.
Correct.
I went to Milo Soccer School expecting Milo to drink. So no Milo. What the? Okay, it's been great speaking to you today. But before we end this first episode, once again I would like to thank you for actually taking time. And before we end it, I think I need to ask you this.
Yeah, bro.
Jose Mourinho, what do you think do you think we can get Champions League football next season?
I want to be optimistic, bro, but we need some miracles. We need some miracles. We need Chelsea and Man U concurrently to drop points or to somehow screw up, which I'm not too sure whether they are capable of. Knowing that it's already the last 7 games, but I'm still hopeful that we will at least get a 5th or a 6th to go to Europa. I'm hopeful, but it's not something that I look forward to. But if we get there, I'm thankful lah. That's the realistic point. But what do you think?
I think it's not up to us already. We can win all. We have maybe 6, 7.
Yeah.
We can win every one of it.
Yeah.
But if the other 2 don't drop points,
that's what I meant by miracles lah. So,
the ball is in their court now I already wrote off this season already. Hopefully we get a better season. Finish the season strong.
Correct.
Come back next year. I think Jose need to be given time. So I think
So how, bro? Levy
Hey, let's not go into the Levy.
Okay. Let's not go into the Levy thing.
Yeah. Anyway, Shahfii, once again, thank you so much for taking your time. And I feel so is that your daughter?
Yeah, it's my daughter. Yeah.
So thank you so much for taking your time, and I'm so honored to have you as my first guest.
Good, thank you.
Yeah,
no problem.
Yeah, and then she wants to say hello.
Yeah, say hello. Come say hello. Hello.
Hello, Chicky.
Okay, Ayah do your milk for a while shortly, okay?
Okay, bro.
Say.
I don't want to hold you up any longer.
No problem, no problem. Just
For taking your time. I'll catch you again.
can.
Catch you again.
Bro. Yeah, bro. Maybe I thought if you finish your lines, but then after that I want to say something. Yeah.
Okay. That's all for me lah. So
Okay.
thank you so much, and then stay tuned for next episode. In the meantime,
Thank
for
you so much.
viewers, subscribe now.
Yeah.
Like, share this video. Subscribe now. Thank you so much. And
Subscribe to BC Diary.
all right. Bye bye.
Bye.